DS Namdi Network Show, The Beamers.
Hello guys, welcome to DS Namdi Network Show, where we blend the esoteric knowledge, spiritual knowledge, and the basic knowledge into our ways of life. We need to understand something, and that is your ignorance of what is happening does not make the unfolding of the events not to happen. It will definitely happen. So we must understand yourself, the world in general, and who you are inside of this being you hold. All right, so we're here today to always give you the unfiltered, well-researched knowledge of your being and your existence. Thank you so much. I remain your host, DS Namdi. Stay tuned. And don't forget to like, follow, share, and subscribe to DS Namdi Network on all platforms. Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. And today we'll be talking about the axis of order. Quite important. And in the screen, you'll be seeing the axis which you all know, the east, west, north, and south. Now, let's ask ourselves the question, who created this axis? Obviously not man. It was created by God. All right, so we will be talking about this axis, how it connects and correlates with every disposition of humankind around the world. Some old book says that we have 7 rays in the world. Now, these 7 rays are placed and displaced in all around the different locations of the world. And they represent the east, the north, the west, and the south. All right, so let me break this down for you. Have you ever considered that some set of people might be behaving the same way? Some set of people might have the same kind of consciousness. Have you ever asked yourself why this is happening? Now, first of all, before we became this billion of population, we were once little, just perhaps 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we got to this level. So let's understand that before the whole amazing numbers of human population, we started small. Now, with this angle, we need to explore the hidden power behind the axis of the world. In the Baphomet sign, do you know what's the Baphomet? The Baphomet is a god that has the head like a goat, the breast like a woman, and the leg like a goat as well. So the hand is like a man. So that means the Baphomet represents the hermaphroditic angle of humankind. Now we know today among our midst we have people, a female, embodied female, perhaps they have the manhood of a man, or they have a male having, the sort of size or parts of a woman, the breast or anything. We have this sort of things out there. So this demon per se represents this embodiment of hermaphrodite. And in this description of this demon, which we must understand, don't be afraid to explore knowledge when it comes to you and your creator. God made all these things. Don't be afraid. So this demon represents, if you see him, this is what he does. He puts his hand up there like this, and this one down here. Meaning he's saying that as above, so below. Meaning that in the axis of life, the east, west, north, and south, there is the above, which comes in the middle of the circle, the middle of the axis. There is a one pointer. That's why when you draw the axis, the whole 2 lines connects in the center. That center represents the throne of God. If you're using the compass to understand the world and the power that is in the jurisdiction. Because we have the virtues, the principalities, power, and authority. We must understand this position. So we'll be teaching this thing and how it connects to us, humankind. I can display some sort of things. You're like, is this guy truly a human being? This is just barbaric. I might have tapped on the negative side of the powers that govern the world. I might do something and you say, wow, this is just like Jesus Christ. A man that is so good, he helps, he gives. You say, oh, this guy has a good quality, a positive quality. He is tapping towards the other side. So we have energies emanating from these 2 sides. Now, what I'm talking about is understanding the axis of order. That would give us an insight on how the world is positioned and how power displays on each side of the world. God is situated above all this axis, east, west, north, and south. Although the sun rises from where? From the east. And sets from where? the west. So that means the movement of the celestial being, one of the powerful celestial beings, the sun, moves only from the east to the west, and we all know it. So that means there is a movement of the sun from this axis. Now, the other axis, we must understand also the movement of these things as well and the powers that governs. Now, let's break it down to Nigeria. The eastern part of Nigeria, we have common set of people who display some sort of character and quality. In the west, we have a common set of people who display the same character and quality. You can say the Yoruba people are like this, the Igbos are like this, the Hausas are like this, the South and all the middle belt are like this. Because every axis carries an authority and power that anybody who lives around or below that axis power above must display that quality, must display. The world has experienced so many horrifying experiences. And I would say one because it affects me so much and I feel like I need to talk about that, which is the enslavement of the black people. Now, this enslavement was carried out by a certain set of people called the West, the European or the white Caucasian people. They decided to move around the world, to explore, to understand what the market and the faces of this world is. And they discovered that some set of people have the land, the animals, the resources, but they are not, perhaps they say, enlightened enough to compete with us. So their own decision was to move there and enslave. And these people were Africa. So now we're looking at this. They decided to come, to explore, to enslave, to enrich. So now in this world, in this current world, we have the Western power governing this world. And if this word was given to Lucifer, like the Bible said, and the West are the one ruling the world, then that means the authority given from above to below is placed in the West. So we must explore the fundamental aspect of this positioning in the axis of the universe. Above, below, east, west, north, and south. There are certain powers that governs this positioning. Because we don't know it does not determine that displacement. It's been there and it will be there. So for us to understand this placement of this positioning and power and authority as well, we would learn how to connect with the supernatural. It's there for us to know. We'll be talking more of the axis of order, and while we state this topic to it, because you see, the axis of this world, the meeting of it is where God is placed above the heavens. In Isaiah 66 verse 1, God said, the heaven is my throne, the earth is my footstool. And the earth, we have this axis, and we have the authorities and the power and virtues that governs this axis. The movement of the sun and the celestial world. Some of us don't understand these things, but it happens. The celestial world gives to us, human beings, the influence that guides our action and inactions. So if you're placed in a certain timing, positioning, they call it zodiac sign, date of birth and all that. It happens. That is a forbidden knowledge, forbidden to people of humankind. But it was given to us to understand when God said, come, let's create man. He was speaking to all the gods. He is the Father, then he has all the gods. He said, come, let's create. So each and every one of them came with their essence, called the element. We all have what we call the water element or essence. So the body embodies a whole lot of water. According to science, biologists, they said that the body has what? A percentage of water. And we have also a percentage of earth. Because this skin you have here is what connects you to your DNA and your ancestry. The displacement of your DNA composition connects you to your forefathers. According to the scripture, the Bible made mention of the genealogy from Abraham to Jesus Christ. It gave almost 15 positioning of ancestry down to Jesus Christ. But we in Africa, we don't even know our forefathers. When we're lucky enough, we'll see our grandfather. You hear from him say his father. That's it. No pictures, no names. So the more we keep losing touch of who we are, the more we forget our essence of why we're here. It's not about you going to school to gain degrees and everything. Your ancestral connection is important to the furtherance of your life. The ancestry can be connected to your seed. The seed needs to be connected or planted down to the earth. It shows you that the root is where the seed is placed, or the seed generates the root. And no tree can bud or flourish without the root. The health of the root will determine the flourishness of that tree. So when you call yourself a man, a woman, a race, a continent, and you forget where you came from. Most of us are saying that when we travel abroad, we stay there for a few years, they can give us a citizenship, and now we'll call ourselves a citizen of this country. We are disconnecting from our true essence. And we make this difficult for our children and children and children, because the more you disconnect, the more you make it difficult for them, because you cannot run away from who you are as a man. So this axis of order can link from above to below. So the next episode, we'll be talking about the connectivity of this above and below, and east, west, north, and south, and the in-betweens, the southwest, northeast, the in-betweens. We will connect it as circle. Remember this: circle is life, straight line is truth, because truth can never be bent. When you bend it, it's never truth. The circle is life, because when you're birthed as a child, as a kid, you grow up to be a teenager. The next one is an adult. You come back to be an elderly one, and you die. So there's an essence to it. So circle represents life, and that also can be linked to the image you'll be seeing in this video right now. It's called Ononoboros, which is a snake eating up its tail, giving you the circle. It means life in exotourism. Thank you so much. I'm your host, DS Nnamdi, and I want to let you know that we are very passionate in connecting these amazing topics that are not out there in the society. You can connect it, you can read, you can Google, you can research and all this, but we will make sure that we connect. So when you give us your comments, let us know what you want to know or what you want to hear the next, so we can provide this information, develop it, and send it to you. Your pleasure and your knowledge will be our best reserve. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I'm your host, DS Nnamdi. Don't forget to like, follow, share, and comment. God bless you.